Dude, I'm just going to say it. Has there ever been a city in the United States luckier than Orlando, Florida? It's a swamp. We were there for a week. Every single day that we were there, it was 36 to 37 degrees Celsius. Thunderstorms for an hour in the afternoon, and the quote-unquote trademark real feel was 45 degrees Celsius. 99% humidity. Everybody outside is sweating. Their shirts and pants completely changed color. They were dying. But Disney World came in and saved them. They almost built in New Orleans, and then all the government officials were like, how about a bribe? How about a bribe? And Walt Disney said, suck it, I'm going to Orlando, and single-handedly saved the city from irrelevancy. Universal came in, SeaWorld came in. They were blessed by an archangel from above. I want to give you my Orlando experience, okay? The parks, obviously it's a bubble of like manufactured happiness. And that was very pleasant. People call you sir. Hi friends, hope you're having a great day. Wow, nice shirt, etc., etc. The only time we were in real Orlando was the Uber drive from the airport and the Uber drive to the airport. You might say, how much could go wrong? The Uber drive from the airport to the hotel, dude arrived, no front bumper on the Uber. The entire time the dude was driving, he was driving with one hand, eating pistachios with his other hand, and then tailgating like less than a meter away from every car in front of him. He never used his signal light, except one time he used his signal light and then he left it on for like 5 minutes straight. And I swear to you, we drove past a sign that said like, welcome to Disney World. And we were going like, 60 miles an hour, 65 miles an hour. He was like, do you guys want to stop real quick and get a picture? Like, we're on the freeway, dog. What do you mean you want to stop and get a picture? We were like, ha, that's okay. Got out of the car. I said, it was the craziest Uber drive I've ever had in my life. It's me, my wife, my 2-year-old daughter, and my 11 and 8-year-old niece. I'm like, we're about to be on the news for like a horrific accident or something. Uber drive to the airport a week later. Dude shows up in a van. Very nice. Puts our luggage in the back. Everybody gets in. We strap in the car seat. We put our daughter in the car seat. He puts on Alvin and the Chipmunks, the squeakquel on the DVD player in the back. Everything was great. He drove very pleasant to the airport. He was making conversation. He said, I hope you guys had a great time. We get to the airport. Some car is not where they're supposed to be in the like deloading zone at the terminal. He honks once, no response. Honks twice, no response. Lays on the horn for like 10 seconds straight and then like zips into the spot. While he's getting our suitcases out of the back, the woman who was parked there rolls down her window and she was like, I was just about to leave, but your ass was too impatient. And he said, fuck you, you fucker, fuck you. And she said, you fucking asshole, you fucking dickhead. And then he started to like play like an air guitar and like close his eyes and smile at her. And she said, you fucking dickhead, you fucking asshole. And then he like gave us our luggage. Then he got in his car and they were just yelling at each other through the window. And then he drove out and like cut her off so that she swerved into the other lane and almost hit another car. And then everybody was just honking at each other. I was like, Orlando is, I don't know, man. It's not, I don't know what happened to this city. I get that, like, I don't expect everybody everywhere to be like as happy as the workers are paid to be happy at Disney World. But like, it's a damn mess, man. Also, why does the water taste like gasoline? That's pretty bad, man. Because of the algae bloom? I don't know, man. Also, I don't know what to say. Oh, hey, God, I'm kind of losing it at this one. Someone said, is he Venezuelan? I had a crazy Orlando Uber driver 2 weeks ago that sounded like that. I don't know, man. He could have been Venezuelan for all I know. I'm not saying it's the same guy. I'm just like, it's possible. Can you tell us the 911 story? I mean, literally, it was just I mean, I was freaking out, okay? Because it was so hot that you just, as soon as you walk outside, you're just sweating, right? And then you sweat through your shirt, you sweat through your shorts, you sweat through your pants, etc., etc. My Crocs were like melting to my feet, and thank God I had Crocs, because if I was wearing socks and shoes, like I don't even know, it would have been like the worst smell of all time. I'm not let me tell you the story, okay? Like the day before we left, my wife was like, check it out, I got you some shoes for Disney World, and they're Crocs. And I was like, I don't know if I'm cool enough to wear these. After one day in Florida, I was like, you saved my life buying those Crocs. Because if we didn't have the Crocs, I would be torched. It saved me. But anyway, I mean, there's not much to the story. Basically, I got a voicemail. I was walking my daughter around for like a nap in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and I got a voicemail that said, Orange County Sheriff's Department, Orange County Sheriff's Department, hello, Orange County Sheriff's Department. And then they would, like, normal, I'm used to like scam calls, but then they had like official protocol. They were like, ending call with like phone number, third attempt or something like that. And then I looked at my call log, and it was like, guess what? At 5:03 p.m., your phone made an emergency call to 911. Literally what happened is just my damn shorts got so sweaty that, like, I guess when the phone was rattling around in my pocket, it triggered like false touches and did an emergency call to the police. And that would, like, one time it made it to 911. Many times I opened up my phone and it was like, please enter your medical information. And I was like, what the hell? That's weird. I guess that was like another SOS feature that I just triggered. And then another time I picked up my phone and it had 9-1 in the emergency call section. And I said, holy fuck. I got to this one just in time. Your parents were in there crying for help. Dude, I showered 2 times a day. My wife showered 2 times a day. We gave our daughter a bath every single day. My nieces showered 2 times a day. You know how hot it has to be, like, and how humid it has to be for an 8-year-old kid to want to shower 2 times a day? Try to get him to eat like a floret of broccoli is like pulling teeth. They were like, please, can we go home so we can take a shower? It's crazy, man. And listen, I met some nice people in Florida. I did get recognized a couple of times. If they're watching right now, first off, happy birthday and good luck in dental school. And secondly, there was a new first for me. I got recognized on the airplane on the way back to Vancouver. And the gentleman was very nice. And he brought up what I thought was a very salient question. He said, I thought I saw you during boarding, but I didn't know the protocol for saying hi to someone you recognize on an airplane, because it seems like a little much to get up and go to your seat and then say hi. So he caught me when I was like waiting for the bathroom. And I said, you know what? It's an interesting social dilemma you've got there. And I think that you actually probably picked the optimal moment. That's exactly what I would have asked. It's tough, man. What kind of plane was it? Oh, thank you for asking. It was a Boeing 737-800, because that's all WestJet flies. So Dan, I was telling this story that like we had a Lyft driver who got in a verbal confrontation with another car at the parking lot or at the airport while we were getting out of his car. I'm asking this question honestly. What percentage of Floridians do you think have a gun in their car? Because I'm always on my best behavior in public, even at Epcot. But I was definitely, especially outside of Disney World, I was aware of the fact that it's like, don't fuck with anyone, because they might kill you. Basically, I mean, I think you'd be lying if it didn't go through your head, at least as a Canadian visiting Florida. But our Uber driver was just like, he was lighting this lady up. And I was like, we're going to be on the news, man. She's probably got a CZ90 in her glove compartment or something like that. She might have a P90 in her glove compartment for all I know. Or like a FAMAS. I only know Counter-Strike guns. She might have a Reaper in there or an op. You watch the news too much? I don't watch the news. The news comes to me. Because I don't turn on the news every day. Just every once in a while on Twitter, you'll be like, tragic, Lyft driver gets entire family killed by just having no patience. The tale as old as time. Florida seems kind of crazy. I mean, I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm really going off on Florida. People from Ohio are probably watching this right now like, yes, yes. But I always, whenever I talked about like my personal, this is not like a ranking of how valid they are, okay? It's just a ranking of like my perception of them. Whenever people were like, rank the American states, I'm like, boom, California, New York, number one. Go ahead, boo me if you want to. Washington, Oregon, way up there. Throw in a Colorado or something like that. But then right below that, I would be like, Texas? Because at least it has its own, like I might not agree with everybody in Texas. It's got its own culture. It's got a great cuisine. It's got many big cities. It's got its own identity and stuff like that. And I said the same thing about Florida. I said Florida might not necessarily be for me, but it's got a world-class city in the form of Miami. It has I'm not getting into it too. I was going to say good economy, but I'm not trying to, because I don't know where it is in the economic rankings or whatever, but it's noteworthy. Like, it's not like fucking Indiana, right? Like, who knows anything about Indiana? The Colts play there and they do an auto race. Okay, but like, what's the Indiana identity, right? Like if you met someone at the airport and you were like, where are you flying to? They're like, Indianapolis. You'd be like, oh, you have family there? They'd be like, nah. You'd be like, what the fuck is wrong? You're vacationing in Indianapolis? No disrespect to people that are watching the stream for Indianapolis. I just don't get it. But anyway, it might be great to live there. I don't know. I'm just saying to visit. So I had previously said that Florida is like, at least it's not just like a state. It's Florida. It's got oranges. It's got beaches. It's got Miami. Good food and some. Then when I was in Orlando, I was like, I would rather live in Indiana than live in Orlando, straight up. I'm sure the winters are a lot worse in Indiana, but like, there were some times in Orlando where I was like, I'm scared. Also, it's too fucking hot. You guys got to do something about that. Like, our ass is up here. It's borderline temperate most of the time. It's basically pleasant. And we're doing compost. Your ass is getting cooked down there in the swamp. You're not even recycling. Are you stupid? How's the heat in Vancouver right now? I'm headed there tomorrow and I heard it's hot as hell. I mean, listen, this is just like a bad time to ask because I'm coming from Orlando where it was horrific. So I think today is like 30 degrees Celsius. I went for like a 2-hour long walk yesterday and I was like, this is heaven. It's crazy. Like, we kind of got used to the heat by the end of it. Like, it was, you would walk outside and it would be like 103 degrees Fahrenheit according to the real feel index. And you'd be like, wow, it's kind of refreshing out here today. Comparison is the theft of joy. That's pretty true, I suppose. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's pretty true. I was in Vancouver last week. That place is paradise. You didn't have to say that. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Hey, look at it. Remember when you met me in the gift shop at Disney? That was so cool, man. Thanks again. See? I'm not making it up. Unless you heard, no, but I never mentioned the gift shop, so you can't be a false positive. You must be the real person. How was your birthday on Sunday? How was your birthday yesterday? Good luck when school starts. People think I don't remember. I remember. Please stop looking back at the script when doing a bit. Okay, fine. Sorry. My mistake. Namaste. It was fantastic. We went back to Hollywood Studios and got more knickknacks. Hey, you mean the Hollywood Studios? The very same Hollywood Studios that I said was the best Disney park? I know a lot of people put some respect on the Magic Kingdom. I mean, what can you say about the Magic Kingdom? It's got all those classic Disney elements that you come to know and love. But for me personally, I like the Star Wars land. I like the more modern rides. I think Hollywood Studios was really nice. There's your 10-piece, by the way. Though I will say, Disney World is a joke. Like, it's not a... God didn't create Disney World. God had to create man, and man created Disney World. There's no facsimile to it in nature. We had lunch at the Star Wars Cantina, Disney Hollywood Studios. 3 kids, 2 adults. They said, we're going to put you at the bar. Is that okay? It's a rhetorical question because you can't say no. So we said, yeah, that's fine. We got shoved into like a little section of the bar like this with a high chair pulled up and an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old in tow with us who are like, what's going on? Looked at the menu. We wanted to get the kids have been eating chicken nuggets all week. Look at the menu. It's like, do you want fucking tauntaun charcuterie or wampa fruit? I was like, I guess we'll take one tauntaun charcuterie and 2 wampa fruit. And the dude looked at me and said, you must not be from around here. Why don't you get 1 tauntaun charcuterie or 1 wampa fruit first and see if you can even eat that much? And I said, okay. Here's the thing. He was right. He came out. It was too much food. But it is not for kids. We stayed there for like 5 minutes. And then, well, we finished mostly I just finished the tauntaun charcuterie anyway. But then we went to another restaurant and I don't even know what to call it, Star Wars Warehouse 7 food detritus. I had the worst meal I've ever had in my entire life, for sure. Now, part of it is on me. It probably wasn't as bad as the Outback Steakhouse, but in the Orlando airport. I had plant-based meatballs with some pita and some cucumber, and I looked at myself in the mirror when I was eating. I looked at my wife, who was eating poke that came with no rice. It's the galaxy far, far away, baby. They do things differently out here. I looked at the kids. I don't even know what the kids were even eating, but they were like, what's going on with this? At least they had chocolate milk for my daughter, though. Poke no rice? Poke with no brim? He got the Denver Nuggets jeans! Hang on, I'm going to slash marker because I got to go to the bathroom.